And welcome everybody. Today we're going to talk about healing digestive issues naturally, and it's going to change your life. And so people are just coming in now, so we'll get started in a couple of minutes. But you can put into the chat box, say hello and where you're from. And let me know why you're here today. Hi, Sheila from Singapore. And what you hope to have happen from this webinar. And Sarah from Italy and Jessica from Melbourne. And from the Netherlands, yep. And Dina from Latvia. And from New Delhi, lovely. And from Rome, oh, it's going so fast. Okay. And Lizzie's here from Australia. And Sue's here and says she's sick of having a sick gut, but she can't seem to keep it simple. So why does it have to be so complicated? It really doesn't. Yeah. And Kate from Cape Town. Right. Good. Let's see. Yeah. Good. Yeah. And Annalise says that her mom suffers from gluten allergy, diverticulitis, and IBS. She's not alone. Yeah. And then hoping to help her out with Ayurveda. Yeah, that's great. Yeah. Yeah. And Marinique is from France and hoping to get help with digestive issues during perimenopause, definitely. And Miranda wants to know about how to get rid of cravings and overeating, and we'll talk about that too. Okay, let's see. I'll take a look here. Okay, we'll get started here in just a minute. Lucy from the UK is looking to expand her knowledge of the digestive system and to help share with yoga students. That's great. So if you're having digestive problems, that's exactly what this webinar is designed to help you with. And we will have some time for a Q&A at the end of the session. Okay, so let's see. I think we got Sheila from the US looking to transform physical, mental, and spiritual health. This is the way to do it. Okay, let's see. Let me just look one more thing. Okay, good. I'm getting it here. Okay, I think it looks like we're ready to get started. Let's get started. Hi, everyone. I'm Myra Lewin, and today I'm going to share with you exactly how to naturally heal digestive issues for good. No deprivation, no isolation, no dependency, no disappointment, and no unsustainable expenses, and no harsh pharmaceuticals. Sound pretty good? So let's close our eyes to get started. So just close your eyes and take some slow, relaxing breaths. Slow your breathing down. And just imagine collecting up all your energy and bringing it right here. And then slowly open the eyes. So you're in the right place if you're here to move beyond gut issues and distress in your mind about it. Things like bloating and constipation, diarrhea, gluten and dairy intolerance, sugar and carb cravings. And if you suffer from anxiety or skin conditions, hormone imbalances, and even autoimmune conditions. So all of these things are related to weak digestion, and they can all be resolved naturally. So if you're ready to feel at home in your body and live a purposeful life, this is for you. So you deserve good things in life. You deserve a vibrant body and a mind so that you can shine your light. Just feel that for a moment. And you've probably already been all over the map trying different things, prescription meds with awful side effects, and supplements and all kinds of diets, paleo, keto, raw, juice, cleansing, calorie counting, superfoods, all of that. And sometimes there's some temporary relief with those approaches, but they're just not sustainable, and they actually don't solve the problem. And maybe you've been told before that there is no solution to your digestive problems, that you'll just live that way in pain for the rest of your life and have to rely on medication and supplements. And the person that's telling you that probably wasn't taking a holistic approach. They were looking at your symptoms in isolation, but they really didn't see you. And the doctor told me that once too, that I would never heal. That my suffering would only get worse. When I was 30 years old, I was given a diagnosis of rheumatoid arthritis. And I was told I'd have it my whole life. And, I wasn't willing to accept that. So I opened up my mind and my heart to see just what else was out there, because, I was really at the end of my rope. And at that time, there was no holistic program to walk me through changes. So I tried everything I could find. And I spent years trying to figure out ways to feel better, and I suffered a lot along the way. But eventually I found the answer, and I healed from rheumatoid arthritis, and I healed my digestive issues too. And I really felt empowered and free of the problems ever since. I can tell you that thousands of clients and students have had this same joyful experience of self-empowered healing. I was talking to someone about it just earlier today, and it's amazing just in a couple of months how much she's changed. I understand that you might be tired of searching for answers and depriving yourself, and you're ready to heal your digestion and create a lifestyle that supports you throughout life. Because healthy digestion isn't just about enjoying food and feeling good. It's a lot more than that. The ability to properly digest food and life will let you lead a full life. And so if that's what you're seeking in life, then pay close attention, because in this session, I'm going to share with you what I know to be the most powerful method for healing digestive problems. How to leave behind all that pain and discomfort that you've been carrying around far too long. And it allows you to take a step forward in life. In my 30 years of practice and my personal experience, I've come to see that, like you, millions of people are suffering digestive issues unnecessarily. And there's no fault, and it's not a personal failure. But there are three big problems with our health system today. Number one is there's a general misunderstanding of how the human body functions and heals. So even natural healing systems really miss the big picture and aren't truly holistic. And you add to that a distorted food system that spends billions to trap us into unhealthy eating and has broken our relationship with food. And then number two is that there are all kinds of fashionable and extreme and restrictive type approaches, and lots of contradictory information out there. So you don't know who to believe, and you're left feeling like you have no choice but to deprive yourself in order to feel good. And then number three, the industries of big pharma and medicine, nutraceuticals, and even the so-called healthy supplements and superfoods, those are all geared to make you feel dependent on them. And they cost a lot. So today, I'll show you how to step away from all this and empower yourself in your healing process. I unlocked my own power. I uncovered the steps to becoming my own healer, and I'll show you how to do the same. So regardless of however stuck you might feel right now, how uncomfortable or frustrated, your potential for feeling well in your body and mind is real. Can you feel that deep inside? It's really there in all of us. So by the end of this webinar, you'll know what you need to do to take the steps to make the shift to become your own healer, and so that you can flourish in your life. Ready? If you're ready, type it in the chat box. Yep. And some of you are ready and lots of you are ready. Yeah. Okay, good. Okay. So I suggest that you stay for the whole webinar, and you'll receive an e-guide that outlines the most powerful steps that you can take today to heal your gut. And we'll also have Q&A at the end. So this information is really a key part of my healing method, and I'll share it with you today because I know that it's going to completely change how you feel. So do stay to the end of the session. And as I mentioned, we'll also have time for Q&A and about gut health. And so save those for the end. So let's go on a journey together. Let's get to the root of digestive issues. And so I'm asking you to try on a new perspective today. And this is a totally different way of thinking about your health. And you'll get the most out of it if you minimize your distractions and stay focused. So turn off your phone, or if you're on your phone, turn off your computer and close the other browser windows and close the door and just focus on you and open up to a new way of doing things. And I'll introduce myself again. I'm Myra, and I'm an Ayurvedic practitioner and a yoga teacher. And I'm the founder and director of Hale, Pule, Ayurveda, and Yoga. And over the last 30 years, I've guided thousands of people to heal from digestive issues with Ayurveda and yoga. And this is the world's oldest natural healing system. So I've developed a holistic method that will heal digestive issues for good without depriving yourself or relying on meds or supplements. So it comes down to these 3 keys for healing digestive issues for good. So you can go from feeling frustrated and stuck to fully expressing yourself in your life. Okay, so now I have to be a techie, and I'm going to screen share. Yes. Great. Okay. Hopefully we get this. All right. Number 1. With the holistic approach, you can heal your gut issues for good. So even if everything you've tried so far hasn't worked. Number 2, you can heal digestive issues naturally and enjoy more satisfaction and variety in your diet, not less. And number 3, you can empower yourself to transform. You don't need to rely on doctors and medicines or supplements. And then later, I'll also tell you how I can support you, and so you can fast track your healing and benefit from the experience of thousands that have gone before you, who've healed themselves. And you'll have support all along the way from a like-minded community and from qualified practitioners. And I'll share some stories of my clients who've healed with this method by taking action on what we're going to talk about today. And I'll offer some stories of my own personal journey in healing digestive issues for good. So let me ask you, are you ready to demystify your digestion? And do you really want to know how to sit down and enjoy a meal with friends and feel good afterwards? And are you ready to be done with pain in your gut and constipation or diarrhea? And would you like to live life without stimulants, things to pick you up, or to help you have a bowel movement? And if you're like me, yeah, you want to feel vibrant and alive and free. And it's so good to feel well in your body. Just imagine what that would be like. To easily enjoy food, to savor it, and to know that all is well with your health. So this is absolutely achievable. All right, so let's do it. Here's how. Okay. Got it. So let's talk about key number 1. It's taking a holistic approach to healing so that you can resolve your digestive issues naturally, without medication, without depriving yourself of nourishment and satisfaction. So holistic healing includes your mind, your body, and your spirit all working together. It's the full picture. So I know many of you have tried it all, And there's so many fads out there, the probiotics, the prebiotics, apple cider vinegar, intermittent fastings, one recent, and all kinds of supplements. And even herbs when they're prescribed in ways that don't really work very well. So it's a big, long list of piecemeal approaches that are expensive and sometimes harmful. So I understand because, like you, I tried all these things to heal my digestive issues. I tried supplements and fasting and juicing and cutting out fats and no carbs and no salt and no dairy, and you name it, and I did it. And nothing worked. And why not? Well, all those things are just Band-Aids that come from an incomplete understanding of how a human being functions. If the digestion is going wrong, it's not just a problem with some organ. It's much more than that. So there's a bigger picture. But the good news is that when you take a truly holistic approach, then your health, you can focus on healing the body, mind, and spirit. And then you have a solution that works for long term. And you don't need to spend your money on trends. Okay. So let's talk about digestion from a holistic perspective. So our digestion is highly dependent on three things: the quality and the quantity of food consumed, the cellular environment of the body, and the state of our mind. All three of these things are related to each other, and they all have a distinct impact on one another. So if your mind is tense or anxious, then the cells of your body constrict. The Agni, which is Sanskrit for digestive capacity, there's Agni in each of those cells, and it doesn't work properly when they're constricted. So if you eat food that can't be easily digested, and then you're feeling tense, for example, then you get symptoms, and then there's a struggle. And that results in anxiety and moodiness because you don't feel good. It interferes with your spiritual connection and your deep sense of trust in yourself and trusting life. So our ability to digest food is directly related to our ability to digest life. Think about that. And our ability to digest life is directly affected by our ability to digest food. One affects the other. They're not separate. And this is how we're designed. So, it might seem obvious when I say it, but this isn't how we're trained to see things by the modern medical approach. It's all about treating symptoms with medications and nasty side effects and acting on the body. And what I'm talking about isn't focused just on symptoms. I'm talking about healing your whole being. So the good news is that the quality of the food and the quantity of the food and our cellular environment in the body and mind are all things that we have control over. And when we take steps to harmonize these things, incredible things happen. At the time that I started making holistic changes, I'd been trying to meditate for a couple of years, but I'd have so much gas and discomfort from constipation that I couldn't sit still. And my mind was a mess. I'd get up after 2 minutes and then I'd try to come back and I'd fiddle around and, my eyes would be running all over the place. And once I started making changes in my diet, though, eating and sleep, I could sit longer. I wasn't so uncomfortable physically, and that helped my mind to calm down, which helped everything. It helped me make better choices with how I live my life and how to heal my relationship with food. And prior to that, I hadn't realized that connection. Wouldn't you love to finally see the connections in your life? Let me tell you another story about a client who applied holistic changes and healed the root cause of her problem. This is Zoli, and she came to our Ayurvedic chef training some years ago and with weak digestion and chronic ear problems. And she was referred to us by her father, who was a doctor in Mexico, who hadn't been able to help her heal. And it was a big leap of faith for her because she'd never practiced Ayurveda or yoga. But she was really looking for a change. And she had a child in her early 40s, and 3 years after her pregnancy, still felt like she still looked pregnant. But it wasn't just about how she looked, it was about how she felt. She had a lot of pain in her body and was spending her time online looking through diets to try. And she tried many. But when she took steps and started applying holistic practices to balance her digestion and calm her mind and strengthen her body, her lifelong ear issues cleared up completely. And her digestion improved dramatically. And she's so enthusiastic about Ayurveda and yoga and so appreciated that her ears were finally healed. She says her experience went way beyond what she dreamed of because she healed completely. And now she's created her own Ayurvedic catering business to help other people heal that way too. So, if you think about what you've been doing so far to heal your gut issues, has it been a truly holistic approach? Have you been offered a complete system of practices that heal your mind, your body, and your spiritual connection? The answer is probably not. It's not like you haven't been trying to feel better. I know that you have. But here's 3 reasons why what you've done before, hasn't quite worked. So long-term medication, supplements, and extreme diets, they don't address the root cause of the digestive issues. And at best, they offer some short-term relief. And at worst, they can actually aggravate the problem and prolong the suffering from side effects. Prior to this, you haven't been offered a truly holistic approach that addresses the relationship between your digestion, your mind, and your spiritual connection. Even the so-called natural solutions out there still tend to promote supplements. They overlook cause and effect and the whole human being. And other approaches based on supporting the natural design of your body. But so, this is what can really heal and give you the experience of long-term vitality. So this is what an actual holistic solution looks like. There are 9 aspects to healing that are essential, and they're connected. So what we're seeing here is a healing path for your whole being. And it's based in nature, in ancient wisdom, and it works in a very practical way with the natural design of your body, integrating your mind and spirit with your body. So this isn't a one-size-fits-all approach. It takes as a starting point the perspective that you're unique and that all parts of you are interconnected. So when you take steps to enhance your well-being by nourishing your body with balanced meals, calming your mind, and increasing your energy through yoga practices and connecting your senses and your intuition, you have a real holistic solution. You see how all of the pieces of the puzzle start to fit together? Everything is connected. Ayurveda and yoga are meant to do this for us. So there's no part of you that's left out. Everything is addressed. If you leave out any of the pieces, you'll have a hole that reduces your success. So this isn't some trend. It's based in ancient wisdom that's been proven over thousands of years of practice. And Ayurveda is an unchanging and complete science that's based in nature. So there's your roadmap to total healing. I call it the joyful journey because that's what it is. It's a return to joyful living by stepping into who you really are. So to heal naturally and for good, we'll leave behind the old model, and the Band-Aid approach that focuses on the symptom. And we'll replace it with the new model, a holistic approach based in nature. And it considers how everything affects everything else, and we remove the root cause of your digestive problems. So now you know there's a way to have healthy digestion, and you may be feeling afraid that your health will never change unless you give up the food and drink that you enjoy. And so that's key number 2. Let's repeat the second key. I can thoroughly heal digestive issues naturally and enjoy more satisfaction and more variety in my diet, not less. That's right. You don't need to deprive. You don't need to live with rigid rules to feel better. You don't have to make sacrifices to feel good. For many of us, suffering is kind of the norm, but it's really not our natural state. We're meant to feel well in life. Earlier in my life, I had an overgrowth of candida, which is a fungus, and it resulted in intense cravings for sugar and a pattern of constipation and diarrhea. And so for over 10 years, I didn't eat any sugar or any natural sweeteners like honey or maple syrup, none. And it was an awfully long time, and it made me kind of grumpy and sharp. And I'd say it even affected my sex life because the candida was mostly vaginal. I had no fruit and lots of, I tried no fruit, and I had tried having no grain. That didn't work. And lots of supplements, and none of it worked. And I still had the problem. It was misery, and I felt deprived, and I got no results. And they were coming out with all kinds of new supplements, and I was trying everything and got really hopeful and didn't work. And then I thought, I'm going to have to be this way forever. And then I uncovered the root cause of the candida. I was simply overeating at every meal and not chewing well. You see, it was about how I was eating, which is just as important as what I eat. And the root cause of that kind of eating pattern was unresolved emotions. And there's that holistic understanding of how everything works together. I really wasn't even aware of the emotions that I wasn't dealing with. But they were leading me to make harmful choices and to live in frustration and fear. It wasn't about needing to cut something out forever. It was really about me getting in touch with myself. You see, your body and your mind naturally want to come back to a state of balance and harmony. All you have to do is get out of the way and give it a little support. And this means more satisfaction and enjoyment, not less. So how do you let your own body recalibrate? Let's take a step back and look at how we relate to food these days and think about why millions of people are suffering with digestive issues. So the modern lifestyle, has changed. Our natural relationship with food, with eating is often unconscious, right? In front of the phone or the TV or standing or walking or driving. I used to do that a lot. And, a lot of people see it as some mechanical necessity in the day. And for some of us, it's a distraction. And for other people, it's just entertainment, kind of a distraction. Or if you don't digest food well, it feels like a painful necessity. And secondly, the commercialization of food has hugely impacted the quality of what we eat. Convenience became the main concern with food. So we have fast food and prepackaged food with chemicals and very little usable nutrients. And the food industry is for profit, which is why sugar and salt and fat are added to addict us. Very little of the focus is on true nourishment and well-being. And when we're eating out, we also don't know who's cooking for us. And maybe they're having a bad day or a bad year. And there's a big difference in the quality of food prepared by someone who loves you and food made by a stranger who's tired and overworked. So, eating home-cooked food, balanced meals made with love is an incredibly satisfying experience, and it makes all the difference when it comes to healthy digestion. And guess what? As your digestion gets stronger, you can enjoy more. You know, I've supported countless clients who thought that they couldn't eat certain things ever again. They'd become afraid of it, understandably. They strengthened their digestion, and now they get to enjoy all kinds of wonderful food, gluten and dairy especially. Any of you have had trouble with those? Yeah. Many people think that food intolerance is permanent. It's not. You know, with Ayurveda, deep healing of digestion is achievable often in a very short period of time. With stronger digestion, there's so much more that's available to us, to you, to enjoy in life. So Christy, who was 49 when she came for our Ayurvedic chef training a few years ago, and she'd studied with prominent Ayurveda teachers and philosophers in North America, but she was still having some digestive issues. And she hadn't eaten gluten for over 15 years because it gave her gas and pain in her gut. And in her application for the program, she said her body didn't appreciate it, and so she stayed away from it. And so I asked her if she was open to that changing, and she said emphatically that she would love to be able to eat it again, that she'd been missing it. And after 1 week of integrating holistic practices, she gradually introduced small amounts of freshly made wheat bread, a flatbread, and she thoroughly enjoyed it without any consequences. And by the end of the second week, she was having a whole serving of wheat each day and was continuing, no problems. Sound great? I think it is. It's this kind of healing that's available to you. A big part of Christy's success was support. You know, it can be a challenge to break old habits and bring in new ways on your own. It's even harder if you have to learn by trial and error. But when you have a plan in place and support from a community and experienced practitioners, then you have a great basis for success. You know, Ayurveda isn't a passing fad, and it's not restrictive. There are no rules. There are only informed choices. So we're working with principles in nature and the natural design of our own body. So we're going to do away with that old model where someone told you that you have to deprive yourself or that you don't get to enjoy things in order to heal. And here's the new model. You can heal your digestion by working with the design of your body. As your digestion gets stronger, you can enjoy a wide variety of delicious and nourishing foods and feel good too. That's great, isn't it? And a reminder that if you stay through to the end, I have a little gift for you. It's the most powerful thing that you can do for your digestion. And you can implement it today and get great results. Okay, so now here's the third component to healing your digestion naturally and for good. It's self-empowerment. With Ayurveda and yoga, you can empower yourself to transform and heal. You don't need to rely on doctors or medicines or supplements. All you have to do is remember that you're a part of nature. You see, we've come to believe that we're separate from it, and that nature is something to overcome with modern science. So our approach to our diet has become mechanical and not natural. You know, we look to laboratories and scientific studies to tell us how food is going to behave in our bodies. But when a food or components of food are analyzed in a laboratory, the other crucial factors aren't taken into account. For example, how food is combined, the emotional state of the person, or the condition of the digestive tract. So the human being is a holistic system where everything affects everything else and all works together. And so we take this understanding as our starting point. And it's the whole approach to healing that becomes completely different. It becomes much more effective and it's sustainable. And so for those of you not familiar with Ayurveda, you know, it was given in India over 5,000 years ago. And it's a natural healing system that offers the tools to empower anyone to experience true long-term health and well-being. You know, Ayurveda is so powerful because it guides you to know yourself, to naturally see how you're put together. And with Ayurveda, you get to know how your mind, your body, and your spirit all work together. And you come to understand yourself as part of nature rather than separate. Ayurveda and yoga were meant to work together as a complete system of natural healing and preventive healthcare. And when you combine them, the results are incredible. And especially when it comes to healing digestive problems. And I've experienced this personally and witnessed it incredibly with thousands of people over and over again. So let me tell you about Erica. So she was diagnosed with Crohn's disease in her early 20s, and she took medication for many years. And she was suffering from side effects. And then she was having anxiety and problems with poor body image too. And after trying many things, the Whole30 diet and paleo and keto and juice cleansing and broth cleansing and therapy and the Western medical approach. And then she got into running and fitness, tried to fix it with that. And then every couple of months, something new would come around and that was going to be the fix. And sometimes she experienced some short-term improvement. But as one thing in her life got better, another thing would get worse because nothing was addressing the whole picture. It wasn't holistic. So she would just go back to eating how she did before all of it. And then nothing really changed. And she felt like she was always depriving herself and spending so much time searching for the answers. But when she found Ayurveda, she jumped right in because it made sense to her. Her digestion stopped being a mystery and she no longer felt helpless and confused. And she learned she could change the way she felt in her whole life by making different choices. She used to feel anxious and fearful, and now she's quite content and calm. And she no longer experiences the digestive problems that she had for a decade. And the changes in her hair and skin and her nails, everything has gotten stronger and healthier. You can see that. And she says she feels more like herself. And she can make choices for what she wants in her life. And that's what I call self-empowerment. You too can make empowered choices that support your digestion by tapping into this principle of cause and effect. We are what we eat. It's true. But we've forgotten the connection between what we eat and how we feel. And we've forgotten about one of the fundamental laws of nature, cause and effect. For every action, there is a result. And when we connect cause and effect, we can unwind ourselves and find out what really works. And that's how you take your power back into your own hands. That's how you become your own healer. And it really is that simple. Ready to leave the old model behind, the one about disempowerment and dependency and compartmentalized thinking? Or or the new model. And when we look at things in isolation, we don't have the full picture. So we can't see how things affect each other. And then we can't really see what those steps to heal are. And, that's why people often get a diagnosis that says forever, and here's the medication, right? And so that takes us to this new model. Understand the whole picture and know, that true healing is possible when we're empowered and when you can make your own decisions. So those are the 3 keys to healing your gut naturally. No reliance on meds, no deprivation. How do I do that? There we go. Yeah, I'm back. So now you know what's possible. And so let's take a moment and take it in. So close your eyes again and take a deep breath. And now I'd like you to remember a time when you knew that all is well, that there are no symptoms, no anxiety, no pain. And now imagine that you could feel that way every day. Before eating, when you eat, after eating. Imagine what it would be like to truly enjoy food again. Nice, huh? Yeah, it's wonderful and it's achievable. Now open your eyes slowly. So let me ask you a question. Would you like to eat great food and really enjoy it without worrying about how you feel afterwards, because you know it'll be okay? You don't have to settle for a lesser version of your life. And so you can heal your digestion and realize the higher possibilities that you feel are really there for you. So today I've shown you the components you need to truly heal. And now you can find your own way, and that's great. But if you wish, I can also show you how to put it together. And I've done that after lots of trial and error. And it'll save you a lot of time. You see, because money comes back, when we find a way to earn it. We spend it, we earn it. But time doesn't come back. So if you're ready to hear about a powerful approach to healing to feel better and gain lots of benefit, it's a roadmap to well-being that takes 21 days. But here's what this isn't. It's not some month-long challenge to get you back into better shape that leaves you feeling good for a little while, and then you end up right back where you started. So this program is really a foundation for a sustainable evolution. It's about creating a new lifestyle to feel at home in your body and to live fully. So remember Erica? So she's gone through this healing process, and she told me that the greatest gift that she received from Ayurveda is that she feels like herself. So she feels like she's not always reacting to her emotions or someone around her. She's not reacting to cravings, that she can make choices to be herself in life. And that's what I call true freedom. You have the power to heal. You just haven't known how to access it. And so I dedicated my life to sharing a system that I know works. I've seen over and over again through 30 years of counseling and teaching that when people connect with themselves and their true nature, they realize how powerful and capable they really are, that they can create a great life. So I'm going to screen share again. And so that's why I've put together what I've learned in this 3-week program that offers the most comprehensive system out there for healing Agni, your digestive fire. In just 21 days, you'll see visible improvements in your ability to digest food, in your skin, in your mental health, in your flexibility, and the quality of your sleep. And if you have issues with elimination, like constipation and diarrhea, your bowel movements will be more regular and easier. It works long-term because it's more than just a method. It's a natural healing lifestyle. And it's one that supports the natural design of your body. It's called Agni Therapy. And it's my honor and privilege to extend this invitation to you to have this training. The tools and the community support, these are all things that you'll need to heal your digestive issues and to step into your life. So here are the nuts and bolts of the program. Yeah. Okay, so we begin with 7 days of exploration. And this is when you set your intention to heal naturally and feel fulfilled without deprivation or reliance on meds and supplements. So during that week, you come to understand your unique constitution, how you're affected by the energy around you, and your primary imbalances. And you'll learn new ways of working with food, working with your body and your mind. So you can correct imbalances and you can create the life you're meant to live. And additionally, you'll learn to understand and work with your 5 senses in ways that have a huge impact on your ability to digest food and life. And of course, it has a tremendous effect on how you feel in general. So the practices are shared with you through a series of instructional videos and written guides. And the content's organized into easy to digest daily units. So you can watch and read and implement what you've learned in your own time through each day. And this isn't just informational content, this is transformational. Now, I use these same practices every day in my own life as a foundation for my well-being, and I feel better now at 65 than I did 35 years ago. And Robin is a client and student from California, and she recently completed the Agni therapy program, and she told me that she was worried that she would be overwhelmed trying to make big changes in her life all at once. But she had an incredibly positive experience because the program laid out the steps clearly for her. And she made changes as she was able to, gradually. And she actually had a big breakthrough on how to move beyond emotional eating. And she now has lifelong tools for taking care of herself. And she also got the job that she really wanted. So now, week 2 of the program, it's a phase of expansion where you put the holistic practices that you learned about in week 1 into action in your daily life. So there's some yoga asana, meditation, pranayama, and daily practices that cultivate a healthy and clear connection to your body and your mind. So during this 7-day reset cleanse of sorts, your digestion it comes to a new place. You know, the Agni therapy protocols and practices are designed just to do that. You know, so with a simple cleanse, there's some detoxification, and you rejuvenate and most importantly, demystify your digestive system. And then after the 7-day cleanse, you'll find your body and your mind feeling more vibrant and energetic than it has in a long time. And we'll be right there with you to enhance your consciousness and your intuition. You know, we have daily emails that we send and guided meditations for you. And then you'll also experience, you know, firsthand how these steps can empower you to take charge of your life. You know, and sometimes people worry about not doing something perfectly, or that they'll disappoint themselves if they don't follow through 100% and then don't do it at all. You know, but if nothing changes in life, then nothing changes. And life really isn't a performance. You know, it's so cool when people decide to step up for themselves despite the fear or the doubt. And then Claudette is a great example of this, because before the program, she was really worried that she wouldn't see it through because she dropped off of other online programs in the past. And she put all that aside and committed to learning a holistic approach to healing herself. And guess what? She didn't fall off the wagon. She found herself consistently honoring the principles she was learning because she was seeing real results. Claudette was actually in a lot of pain at the beginning of the program with severe digestive issues. And for years, she had experienced chronic constipation and diarrhea. But things improved quickly for her. And she told me that she loved phase 2 of the program, in particular because she could see how her body responded to the changes in food. And she could see how the old ways of doing things had contributed to her colon and skin issues. You know, now she's experiencing some big shifts in her relationship with food and with her body. Meditating daily calms her mind, and that will strengthen the Agni as well. So let's talk about the final 7-day phase of the program. And this week is all about elevation. You know, you've connected with your body, you reset your digestion, and there's clarification in the mind. And this phase is about you applying the practices and implementing your new skills in your daily life. And so this is you experiencing real results, you know, seeing the connections and how it's working in your life. You know, you've realized there's hidden locks that you've released that were perhaps getting in the way of you transforming your health previously. You know, developing a deep connection with the divine and gaining the confidence to make decisions that align with your highest good, this is what allows us to take a step forward. You know, you're utilizing these guided practices and reflective journaling. There's a core meal template as a foundation for your digestive health going forward. You know, and this plan isn't restrictive. It's a flexible formula that's based on principles that can be applied in any situation to any type of cuisine. Plus, each day, then we send you bonus recipes to boost your creativity in the kitchen and some helpful tips that you can implement to help your day flow more easily. So these 3 evolutionary phases are amazing because there's this subtle yet very distinct transformation that's going on. And it brings profound results that many of you may feel are impossible at this point. And we'll be right there with you throughout and provide you with all the details and steps that you need to get the results. And Elizabeth, who recently completed the Agni Therapy program, she called this program Life 101. You know, she said she can only imagine how much struggle and heartache and poor health could have been avoided if she'd had it earlier in her life. So you too can avoid that struggle and time wasted. And you can thrive with this program. You know, it contains so many incredible pieces that give us this holistic approach. You know, but all of this is combined into one package that can fast track you, can get you into healthy digestion a lot sooner. So if all this program did was get rid of the discomfort that you're feeling, would it be worth it? I think so, but it's really an internal decision. You can ask yourself, am I ready to make the changes that are necessary to have a great life because it's that important to me? So I invite you now to get in touch with the possibilities that are unfolding for you now. You know, imagine the path of your life in 6 months, a year from now, 10 years from now. You know, feeling great in your body and mind. You're enjoying nourishing food. You're energetic, you're inspired, you're creative, and you can manifest your dreams. You can step into your life each day and you feel free to fly. I like that. By taking these steps, you'll experience more vitality and comfort throughout your life, and particularly in your later years. I can't emphasize that enough, you know, because I can look back and see the path that I was going down. Oh my, you know, if I was even here at this point, definitely wouldn't have been in my having the ability to enjoy life and be comfortable in life as I do now. You know, Agni therapy really brings graceful aging. You know, what we do each day in our lives, it builds the foundation for tomorrow. And it's a really important point. So let's take a look at the package options that are available to you. I got it right? Yep. Yep. Okay. So there are 2 options that this holistic program offers, you know, for healing your gut. And, you know, the essential package includes the complete Ayurvedic cleanse program. It includes the instructional videos, the e-guides, the templates, the journals, meditations, plus access to a members-only Facebook community of fellow self-healers. Plus, we have weekly live Q&A sessions with me. And you can come and interact, and you can also send in the questions. And then there's the expansive package. And it includes all of the things in the essential package. And plus you have a one-on-one consultation where you'll get a full picture of your unique constitution and personalized guidance. And you'll have direct email access all the way through the program so that you can ask questions anytime. And if you want to fast track your understanding of yourself, and especially, if you have something complex or you have something that's chronic and feels insurmountable, then this will really help you a lot. And then there's also some really great bonuses that we've added in. Some extra practices, a Marma point therapy and mantra, plus an elevation journal that'll help you get clear about your path and your priorities. So this is for you to use as you go through the program as well as afterwards. And people say that it's such a rich toolbox to keep adding depth to your practice, and you can go back to it anytime. I found it challenging to put a value on the program. I wanted to make it widely available because I know there's such a need for it. So I made the price accessible to reach as many people as possible. And so as a participant in this masterclass, we're offering 40% off today. And so, yep, right. Okay, so I want to highlight a really wonderful part of these packages, and that's our members only Facebook community. And these are people from all over the world, and that are all people on the path of holistic self-healing. So the Agni Therapy Facebook group is the hub for the program. And it's where you can find all of the content. And that's where the live Q&As take place every week and the instructional videos. And then there are downloadable e-guides there and recipes and meditations and all kinds of things. Yeah, it's a really beautiful venue of support though. I'm just so amazed and so happy that people are sharing with each other and supporting each other. And a lot of people say that shared experience is really their favorite part of the program. Kristen in California, she shared that while she was doing the practices, that she would think about the collective energy of the people that were on the same path and that were going through the same processes. And she said it helped her to let go of bigger distractions and emotions and to focus inward more. And she really loved sharing experiences with people from all over the world, and witnessing, as everyone healed and changed and people growing together. It's really a beautiful thing to be a part of. So regardless of the package that you choose, you'll join a group of people around the world who are going through this transformation together. And if you sign up today, you'll receive a limited time bonus, and that's a lifelong membership in the Agni Therapy Facebook group. So this means the benefit of that supportive community is there for you all the time. And you have access to the live Q&A sessions every week and all the program materials. So you can come in for a tune-up anytime. So that means in addition to revisiting the program materials, if you, anytime you'd like to, you have access to the question and answer sessions. Yes, for as long as you want it. And when you get stuck and you hit a little bit of a roadblock or you're just wondering, then the team is all here for you. We've discussed making this a monthly subscription membership in the future. So it's a great opportunity to get in now. So I've shared a lot of key information with you today on how to demystify your digestion and heal naturally. But information alone is not going to guide you to heal, but experience does. And once you experience this program, you'll have the understanding you need to feel like yourself. And you can sign up now and using the link that's just into the chat box. And you can get started with this program, or you can sign off and wake up tomorrow and do the exact same thing that you've been doing. And I don't know about you, but going back to the old ways that don't work has never made me happier. The old ways always made me feel familiar and maybe a little bit comfortable, but they brought me the old results. So making a choice that will take you into new territory will make a huge difference in your life. Remember, I'm just a regular person, just like you. And if I can do it, then you can too. And you don't have to settle for less in life. You know, you can really take that step up into your life and become who we truly are. And it's something that evolves and we continue to grow. So take this step for yourself by clicking the link in the chat box. And I'm looking forward to seeing you on the other side. Namaste, much love. So we have some time for Q&A. If I can, you can type them in the chat box. And if I can find the chat box. Okay, let's see. Okay. Oy, oy, oy. Okay. So, yeah, so let's see. Melissa is looking and is from the US and stuck in Brisbane. Yeah, I understand. And wanting to continue Ayurvedic studies, 28 years in the desert and loving humidity and warmth, and want to learn how to adjust my food for a new environment. Yeah, that's a great thing. You know, the changes in environment, you know, that's why different things grow in different parts of the world. And so one of the great things about the information that's in the program is that you start to learn about how Agni responds at different times of year, and also how that is related to the doshas, which is how the 5 elements work in us. Yeah. And Kay Marie has had endometriosis for years. Yes, and endometriosis comes about as a result of poor digestion and imbalanced dosha. And so, and those two things are related. So very much reversible, yeah. And yeah. So Sylvia is saying that she'd really like to build a personal scheme to follow and improve digestion, and especially in the intestines. Absolutely. Yeah, you know, there's so many things that we do that we think we're doing the healthy thing. Excuse me. You know, we think we're doing the healthy thing. I always thought I was doing the healthy thing. I was trying so hard, and it was actually just irritating everything. And so this will help you be able to find that and change those things, and we'll show you how to do that. Yeah. And Dragana is asking if I'm going back to Hawaii. Not right now. Okay. Yeah, okay, good. And so let's see if there's any questions. Okay, let's see. Dealing with candida, IVA, and feeling a lot of connection, gut stress and brain. Yes, it is. It is. So it's all those pieces. And Esther's asking if she'd like to know what effective antibiotics have on Agni health. Oh, yeah. Not a good one. Not a good one at all. Yeah, so we always want to try to minimize that, and then we want to make sure that you're being, that you give some Agni some extra support afterwards, for sure. Yeah. Yeah. We want to try to do things too. You know, Esther mentioned that she was for taking a tooth implant. And so, you know, when we get to that point, that's where we are. But what I want to say is that the health of your teeth is directly connected to the health of your digestive tract. Yeah, and the balance of your doshas. So it's all about Agni and the doshas and keeping balance in our system. And I was talking to somebody actually yesterday. Yeah, so let's see. Yeah, and I was talking to somebody yesterday about it, and she could start to see how what she had done over the years got her to the point where she is. But it's amazing how much can be reversed, you know, even when the teeth seem like they're really weak or not doing very well. Yeah. Great, great. And yoga teacher, yeah, Beck, great. Started having headaches recently, extreme headaches. Namrata, yeah, that means you have something called ajirna, you have indigestion. Yeah. You know, the stress is a portion of it, but stress alone doesn't do it. It's the stress, maybe the stress is causing the indigestion, or maybe the indigestion was there and you put a little stress on top of it, and now you have a headache. I understand that totally. I've been through some of that myself. Taking care of Agni is your key. Yeah. Okay. Okay, we'll take a look at one more. Yeah. Joanne is asking about times of feeling incredible, and then going back to vata problems. Yeah. You know, vata is one of the doshas, and it represents the air and the ethers in us. And it is a good friend of Agni. And when one goes out of balance, the other one goes out too. Yeah, good. Yeah, so yeah. Okay, let's see. So it's, you know, it's been really great. You know, here's, and I'll put back up a slide, I think. Yes, just so you can see everything that's included. Do that again. Yes, I think so. Ah, yep. Oh, no. There we go. And everything that's included, there's the expansive package. And there's the essentials. Okay. So it's been really wonderful to spend some time with you today. Thanks for coming. Thanks for listening. I hope it's helpful, because you know, it's a journey that we can really enjoy together, and also that we can go out and share it with others. So the link is in the chat box. Thank you very much. Namaste.